live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. What does this go to tell us? Good morning.
Appreciate everything.
So we see everything.
Appreciate everything.
We appreciate everything. One. What else? Come on.
Life is what we make it.
Life is what we make it. So life is the decision that we make. Here are the choices that we make. Either we make a choice to see the same thing in a different perspective, or everything in a different perspective. Depends on how we view it. So it's up to us. Now the question is, can we change the things around us? The answer is sometimes yes, sometimes no. Right? Now the second question is, can we change our perspective to look at the things? And the answer is definitely yes. Now that is what I am going to do in this session all about. Because all of us are independent entrepreneurs, sports people, and somewhere or the other connected to people management. So when it comes to managing people, we face various challenges, right? In terms of their behavior, in terms of the way we communicate with them, in terms of decision making about the people, or decision making which is at times very confusing, at times not so happy situation, but within that, how can we make peace with ourselves? Surfer, that's right. What does that tell us? How was he surfing? Could you see something that was going on there? What was going on?
Trying to catch on the highest waves.
Absolutely! He was trying to catch on the highest waves. Can we relate it with our life? We get opportunities in our lives. Right? Tremendous opportunities. Has it ever happened to you that, there are a lot of opportunities and you felt that you could not really make maximum out of it? Has it ever happened? Or sometimes you feel that better opportunities go to other people than yourself in the organization, or in life, or in family, or socially, anything. Because we all have a life which is social, which is physical, which is family, which is work, education, everything is interconnected, isn't it? Has it ever happened that you felt that you deserve that opportunity than somebody else? Passion, fulfillment, family, alright, dreams, lovely, dreams, what else? Goals.
Sometimes it's just okay, now it's normal days or normal months. So if everyone goes easy go lucky, then you're also like at the same pace. But when the work is
The work pressure rises,
then you also
then you pass on that
yeah.
to your juniors in the same fashion that this lady was. Right? That fear in turn was passing on to the employees. Right? And the way it came up was, I don't care what you do. You need to wrap it. If one piece of candy gets passed unwrapped and then got passed on to the end ones. Do you agree? Do you have similar instances in your work? Please try and share. Or any particular problem in work that you are facing which is very similar to this that you would like to share? Or so far you have faced a difficult situation which you can relate with this video a little? Yes?
Question. It's always a bad thing.
Perspective, Carlo. Thanks for bringing it up. Okay, what you're talking about is the positive stress. Remember the positive stress that we used to have during our exam days during the school? Something of that kind that you are referring to, right? Our parents or our teachers used to pressurize us, saying that you need to perform well in these exams. I don't know how is it in the Philippines, but where I grew up in India, okay, the parental pressure for studies is really high. Okay. Is it the same way?
That makes sense.
It's similar. So this is very much similar that you're saying. Come on guys, we need to achieve it. And for that, you are using fear. Okay? More than fear, if I put it as, you are challenging their comfort zone. That is where they start a little panic. Correct? When you come out of the comfort zone, the first thing that comes is panic. Whether anxiety, whether I will be able to do it or not. Okay? But then the leader is supposed to take them into confidence and ensure that they deliver. Isn't that what a leader's job is? Now, whether the leader uses fear of some extent, my answer to that is more than fear. What he uses is some amount of nervousness or anxiety. So there are different grades of fear, right? Different degrees. At a very lower level, the anxiety is positive. Remember the performing artist going to the stage. Okay.
There are two goals for the company. You maximize the profit, at the same time maximize the wealth.
How better you are. Now the question is, what or who drives processes? The processes need to be committed. So who are going to drive the processes? People! Say it loud and clear, sir. People. Now the question comes in, what drives people? The game is getting interesting. No matter how good your processes are, until your people are committed to the processes, they will follow it. Okay. Imagine that you've set a vision, you have set targets of profits, you've laid down the processes, you have explained everything very well to the people. You've explained about their benefits, etc. Okay? Now would that motivate people enough to follow the processes? You discussed the financial rewards, you discussed everything. Would that be good enough? Skills, right? Before that there is something. The environment in the office. Imagine that you have everything well set, but the conversations in the office are abusive in nature. Would people sustain it? Would people sustain the positive fear if it is abusive in nature? Yes, no. On the contrary, if the conversations are healthy and positive, they will give motivation for the people to follow the processes and then look at the problems. Now the question is, what drives conversations? In the video, was there a possibility of a conversation? No. The entire thing was kind of abusive or dictatorial. That kind of puts so much of fear on the people that they did not focus on the process. On the contrary, the fear was overriding their thinking ability or efficiency. Do you agree with me? When the speed increases. Now what drives conversation? Open communication, the relationship. People at work are driven by the relationships that they have. I'm not talking about personal relationships. I'm talking about work relationships or professional relationships. Okay? For me to really appreciate your work, I need to appreciate you. I need to have an open communication with you. Correct? What drives relationships at work? When I have an open relationship or a better relationship with my colleagues, with my bosses, with my peers, with my reports, when?
The personality.
Personality, yes. But at the same time, if I feel positive about you, what kind of emotions I have for my co-workers? What kind of emotions at that point of time I have on my mind? So, if my emotions are positive, my relationships would be positive. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. Come on. Okay, time up. Just hold that one. Hold that up. Hold that. Just one that I can see is the and then down. Okay, keep holding, keep holding. Keep holding them up. Okay, now I'm going to give you something else. Okay? Is going to be the winner of the game. Alright? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One that is the biggest balloon.
Time out. Kapo is the winner. I think Kapo is the winner. Good job. Give him a big hand. Conditioned to think and feel the same way for years. If the boss has given, never question it. Okay, how do you do it? If the boss has given, never ask him a question. Why not? Okay, once the time pressure is given, we need to be fearful. You need to complete in time without realizing what are you going to accomplish. And this is exactly how in organizations people have emotions about it. Exactly the same. They do not concentrate on the end results that they want out of their teammates, their colleagues, their bosses. It's only driven by a certain thought pattern, the comfort zone. Right? We never try to collaborate. We have been told to be autocratic. Okay, that's how we have seen since our childhood. Right? That is what it is. On that note, shall we take a break? So this is called prefrontal cortex, amygdala, and this is called limbic system. Okay? So prefrontal cortex is like a RAM of your brain. You try to, put some words or anything, okay, Okay, you see something, that's a visual image. You see something and your brain tries to interpret a few things. Okay? And then it tries to get all the information from the brain. Amygdala is where the emotions reside. Okay? They control your brain. So what happens when you are angry? Imagine that you are getting angry. What happens is, this part sucks out a lot of oxygen in the blood. As a result, your prefrontal cortex does not get enough oxygen. And that's how you stop thinking rationally. And emotions overpower all your thoughts. And that is where we call it as emotional hijack. Where your emotions have hijacked your thinking ability. Okay? Now, I would just request you to reflect upon all the things that happened for the past 1 week in your life. All the incidents, no matter how big or small the incidents are. The incident can be as small as, okay, my child broke my mobile phone. Okay? Or it can be as complex as being severely attacked. Okay? All the incidents in the past 1 week, those have happened with you. You are going to write it. What were your emotions at that point of time during that incident? Maybe you went to a coffee shop, you ordered for a coffee and it did not come for a long time and you had an argument with the waiter. Okay, for example. So that is an incident. At that point of time, what were the emotions those were flowing in? Identify the emotions from here or maybe from your own thought. This will only help. Don't take it as a 100% guidance. Okay? And what was the end result? Maybe then after the argument you left the coffee house, just paid the bill and forgot about the coffee. What happened? Alright?
Pretty feared what was that possibility.
Absolutely, it was fear everyone. And then, till how were the emotions everyone? Sorry? Frustration, anger, irritation, what else? Ultimately, what was the result? Do you see this now? This is what happens in negotiating using emotions. Now, when we are amidst negotiations, our emotions play an important role. Tonight, I want you to concentrate please on this. So when see, this was the situation. Both of them are driven by their own benefits that they get. Then there is a tension between both. Then this is a conflict situation. Ultimately, both of them come to the table, negotiate, and this is the end. This is one of my most favorite pages. Remember, one moment of patience during one moment of anger can save so many moments of regret and later speech. He says, overall effective performance is dependent on the kind of general mood that we are. Okay, overall if our general mood is happy, our performance will be good. If our general mood is not so happy, okay, the performance would not be all that good. And he says there are 4 areas of the general mood. One is intrapersonal. What is intrapersonal? The way I feel about myself, my own self-regard. Interpersonal, the way I communicate with the people, the way I understand the emotions of other people. Adaptability. Adaptability is flexibility. How I to the changing situations around, and ultimately stress management. How do I manage my stress? So this is what Brown's model talks about. If we kind of go back on this particular case that we just saw, what is Brown's model here? Intrapersonal, we found ego full of guilt. So this intrapersonal area would be low, correct? Intrapersonal area of direct fear driven. Interpersonal, the relationship between two people, two persons. Okay? Leading to love is always about the relationship. Right? And this is where most of the successful organizations identify the emotions and they try to create an happy culture. So, some food for thought for you before we break for lunch. How can we strengthen competencies that are currently less developed in ourselves? How does this information shape the way we guide and interact with others? How does our understanding of behavior and motivation impacts our emotional intelligence? How can we use this to be better? Remember, intelligence is about intellectual, emotional, and this is what I would like to end my session. One of the most famous and most loved president of India, APJ. Now these are some of the readings that I would like to suggest. Working with emotional intelligence by Daniel Goldman. Quiet Intuition by David Rock. The Manual Guide to Emotional Intelligence, NLP, and 17 Detail by Harrison. Okay, these are my coordinates. In case anybody would like to get in touch with me on LinkedIn, I'm posting new articles and case studies on emotional intelligence. You can be in touch with me on Twitter, Facebook,